Okay, this time we're going to talk about controlling food cravings. If you want to lose weight or just maintain a healthy, normal weight, you need to be able to control your food cravings. I've had a lot of trouble with this over the years, and that's how I've learned about it. One problem is that we don't eat enough of the foods that we need to run our body. The body's very specific about what it needs. All the time we need to be repairing cells, replacing cells, killing off bad ones, so many functions in the body. It's mind-blowing. And it takes energy to do that, but it also takes specific nutrients, all the different elements that we need, all the different proteins, all the carbohydrates, etc. And the average person doesn't eat all the fruits and vegetables that they need to eat that provide the nutrients that we need. And besides that, the nutrients aren't even in the vegetables that should be there, because if they're commercially grown, they're only fed three elements, three nutrients: nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus. Occasionally there's a little iron or something that's in the soil already. But studies have shown that our soils, we've lost, I don't recall the figure offhand, it's on my website, but it's about 60% of the minerals that should have been in our soil are not there anymore. So the spinach that I ate when I was a child 50, 60 years ago now contains a small percentage of the same iron that it used to contain. So part of the problem with food cravings is we try to eat more of the foods that we've got. Our body is telling us we need more iron, for instance. And so we eat more. And of course we pick up a lot more calories this way. But another portion of the problem is that people don't eat the right foods. All the advertising tells us to eat processed foods because it's made special to taste super good. It's unnaturally high in fat content, which our bodies normally, it's just something we're bred into, is we like fat and we like sugar. So the people that make these processed foods, they employ chemists, they employ focus groups to figure out what fat people like to eat, and then they give it to them. They give it to them in spades. So we're getting way too much fat and way too much sugar in the diet. A very high concentration of energy and calories, but very low in nutrition. Because number one, the nutrition is not in the soil, and number two, the nutrition is not in the foods that we're eating. There are poor choices of foods unless we're eating organic foods and being very careful what we eat, which most people aren't. Most people don't eat the required 3 servings of vegetables a day. In fact, 73.7% were found not to be eating 3 servings of vegetables a day. So they're filling up on meats, fried potatoes. They're finding that children sometimes are getting 25% of their calories from things like soda pop every day. Basically liquid candy, sugar dissolved in water, very high profit item for McDonald's and all the fast food joints. And this is what kids are running on, and there's no nutrition in it. And worse than that, there's bad stuff like phosphoric acid, which is prominent in Coca-Cola and a lot of soft drinks, and it leaches the calcium out of their bones. So it's kind of a science to know what you should be eating and also what you shouldn't be eating. And a lot of us fail miserably at it because, well, we don't find it interesting. Most people don't. And as a result, they just see what looks good on TV and they eat it. and they order a pizza and make that their dinner. Very little vegetable content on a pizza. It's very cheap food. Subsidized milk goes into it, made into cheese. Subsidized flour, subsidized corn syrup goes into so many of the things that we eat. So we're really getting led astray. The American diet is just a killer. I've been watching people get old and get sick and die since I was about 10. I started paying attention to what was causing people to age and get sick. And I've seen a lot of my friends die. I've seen them get fat usually before they die, and most of the disease that we have now is related to being overweight. So controlling food cravings is very important, and it's critical that we learn to do this. I learned about a vegetarian diet when I was about age 20, and that helped me a lot. And I stuck to that for 8 years, and I kind of strayed away from it for a number of years. But I still ate a lot of vegetables because I had grown to appreciate the importance of fruit and vegetables. I always have liked that. I was raised on a lot of fruits and vegetables. We lived in a subtropical paradise in southern Florida, and we had a lot of fruit trees in the yard. And people as gifts would give mangoes in season, or they would give away avocados from their trees. And it's a beautiful custom. So I ate a lot of good fruits and got off to a good start that way, and I've kept that up. So the key thing, though, is where we go astray is we get into food cravings. And for one thing or another, people go wild sometimes at night, and they're lonely, they're upset from their jobs. There's a lot of reasons. I used to find myself kind of wired up at the end of the day. I used to drink a lot of coffee, very strong, and to get me through the day, I'd drink that. And then at the end of the day, I couldn't sleep because the effect was still going in my system, and many times I wanted to take the edge off. I found it was helpful to eat ice cream, and that's a very high fat product as far as you're trying to take the edge off with the calcium probably that's in the milk and the sugar, and so that I could get to sleep, but you get all these extra calories. So I tended to carry an extra 20 pounds of weight on my frame. It wasn't bad, but I noticed in old pictures that I did look kind of pudgy when I was about 40. One thing that's helped me get away from that is a product called A.C.T. energy drink. And this is the new formulation. If you've ever tried A.C.T. in the past, this is totally different. It's got a new flavor. It's got a new consistency so that it dissolves properly. It didn't used to totally dissolve, and people would wonder what the little black things were in the bottom. I knew what they were. They were guarana seed and portions of guarana, which is the stimulant. So I would drink them all down. That's the good stuff. And anyway, this still has the guarana. It has no added caffeine. It has, they claim it's 40 calories, but by my calculation it should be 36. But we'll call it 40. Anyway, Red Bull, for example, has 39 grams of sugar times 4. So let's call it 40. That's 160 calories compared to the 40 calories for A.C.T. This little packet costs about $1 delivered to your door. You can buy as few as 30 of them at a time. Have them shipped to your door, get them for about $1.20 each. And with this you can make depending on what you like. I could make 2 or 3 drinks out of this. Most people will mix it with 10 to 12 to 16 ounces of water. And this product helped me cut my cravings. Somehow I was able to just kind of look at myself and look at the situation and say, I don't want to get fatter by the year like everybody else is doing. I don't like these food cravings. I felt terrible the next day from eating ice cream, or drinking beer was the other alternative that I used to use to cut the effect of the coffee that I was drinking. So that was my unhappy or unhealthy habit that I had that kept the extra pounds on me. I had problems controlling food cravings. And sugar is just a downer. Sugar is very, it hurts your memory, it hurts your complexion, it hurts so many things, so many parts of your body. I think there's 76 different syndromes that are connected with sugar, diseases and negative symptoms that are connected with sugar. So it's a good thing to get rid of and keep to a minimum. And I found A.C.T is very useful in helping me do this. So that's the message. You need to control food cravings. Check out A.C.T energy drink. It's worked for me. Try it. It may work for you too. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't. And if nothing else, it can replace the unhealthy calories that you're getting out of soda pop, with a giant gulp of soda being a huge amount of sugar. Or another energy drink could contain like 2 ounces of sugar in a 16-ounce can. That's crazy. That's really nuts. It's unhealthy, and there are consequences. There are health consequences to not controlling your food cravings. So that's your little pep talk for today. I hope it's helpful, and I wish you health. I'm going out for a hike or a bike ride right now and enjoy the sun. So take care. Have a good day.